Gates are made locally. On this gate, an asp snake, the one that did for Cleopatra, and a larger than life black widow spider on the other. Within the garden, about 95 poisonous plants. Some as dangerous and toxic as the characters on the gate. So do not touch any plants while you're in the garden, purely for your own sake. Now in 20 minutes I can't go through 95 plants. If there's any I miss, we'll have a little chat at the end. And also we have a book which contains a whole complement of all the plants within the garden. Wonderful illustrated book, good education for a child of any. Buy that off me at the end when we come. Do come in. We're going to start on our beginner's guide to poison in the first bit. Come on down. The rhubarb. Rhubarb leaves themselves are poisonous. They contain what we call anthraquinone alkaloids and oxalic acid, which makes them poisonous to both farm animals. Rhubarb leaves makes them poisonous to both farm animals and humans. A lot of gardeners won't even put rhubarb leaves in their compost. They say it can kill the bacteria and cause the compost to be inefficient. Some gardeners will put rhubarb leaves in a water container, and that liquid is then used to kill aphids and green fly. But I warn you, it's quite a powerful liquid. Nettles contain the poison histamine, injected by the little syringes on the leaves and on the stem. The story goes that the Romans brought the nettles to this country, and when they came to our cool climate, they would beat themselves on a regular basis with nettles to keep the circulation going, to keep themselves warm in our cold climate. They called it urticaria, from the Latin name of the nettle, urticadoicus, disappeared, must be in the nettles. And there was never a Roman soldier, they say, ever diagnosed with any form of rheumatism or arthritis. So if you suffer in that direction, a regular roll in the nettles will keep the arthritis at bay. Yeah. Now in the Weeds Act of 1959, the dock and the ragwort were two plants put forward to be removed by law from farmers' fields because of the danger to farm livestock. They never really did put pressure on the dock, but the ragwort is what we call a notifiable plant. Farmers have to remove it if it's within 50 meters of any horses or cattle, both of whom are poisoned by it. Come on down. The hellebores have been wonderful this year. Flowered right through the cold spring. This is the second flush of leaves for the hellebore. All hellebores have poison in the roots, often used as an emetic by parents. By that I mean a worming agent for children. In the days before refrigeration, children often had to be wormed if they'd eaten food past its sell-by date. The method was to grind the hellebore root up, sprinkle it on the child's feet and purge the worms upwards or downwards. Often the child went as well for good measure. The bark of the white willow was the first aspirin. As far back as any records are made, a little slice of bark in a glass of water, that was the aspirin for the following day. So even then, you see, there was no excuse for you girls to have a headache. The top in is our collection box for our drug awareness. Don't worry about it now. The danger with a laburnum are the seeds. From a fully grown laburnum, they compare with garden peas, and when they fall, children often eat them and are poisoned by them. The poison in the laburnum is called cytosine, quite a powerful poison. Even turning laburnum wood, making things from laburnum wood, can be dangerous in a confined space. The dust on your lungs can be really nice. Up nice and close. In the cage we have the first of the drugs in the garden. This plant is known as the cat plant, K-H-A-T, cat, an addictive chewing leaf which originates in the Yemen and is distributed worldwide by aeroplane on the morning of most days to major parts of the world. It shouldn't actually come to this country now because since last September, this is now a Class C drug. So it shouldn't, we have special permission to have it in the garden, so we're allowed to get it. People chew the leaves to give them the stamina, the impetus to go through a busy day. Used by people in all walks of life, high-powered executive types like you and low-lying labouring types like me. I don't recommend it. Side effects are horrific. Nasty piece of work. Hiding under here we have a lily of the valley. Look, there it is. Did you know that the Queen was given a bouquet of lily of the valley at this year's Chelsea Flower Show? Her remarks were, "Oh, are you trying to kill me? If you plant lily of the valley on a Tuesday in Wales, you won't live for the rest of the year," they tell me. She's bud bait. A plant used to put it out in your garden, on your table in your house, keeps the flies off you. As weed control, we thought we got rid of it for good and all. But this is a new resistant strain form. The seeds of the corn cockle are poisonous to humans, but not to birds. Birds and chickens can eat them, and surprising what the feathered friends can eat that we can't. In the cage, an oleander bush. A bush is much happier in warmer climates than North Africa. All parts are poisonous. Last year in New York, a boy ate 3 oleander seeds and died from the effect. Very poisonous. This is a beautiful plant. Ricinus communis, the castor bean, castor oil plant. With lovely red stems, some of the leaves are turning red already. Beautiful plant. From the beans, which come later, initially we take castor oil. After the castor oil has been taken away, the fibre that's left is often used to make a deadly poison called ricin. The poison had killed the Bulgarian dissident Georgy Markov with the umbrella gun on Waterloo Bridge in 1978. Just one of the many poisons from this plant, but it's the one people remember because of the use of an umbrella with a special tip containing the poison jabbed him in the thigh as he stood in a basket. 7 hours later he died. Very powerful poison. Atropa belladonna, deadly nightshade. Deadly it is because 3 of the blackberries that will come on that plant shortly are sufficient to kill a child. Ironically too, it's the only poison berry in the garden that hasn't a bitter and nasty taste. It's got a bland, slightly sweet taste. Makes it even more dangerous, of course, especially where children are concerned. The solution from the berries is called atropine. Atropine solution has been used for many years as a solution to allow in-depth examination of the eye. Also used in the last World War as an antidote to nerve gas. But as a poison, it's lethal. Our air and maculatum, or cuckoo pint as you might call it, looking very sorry for itself. That normally is quite perky at this time of year, produces a little bit later a cluster of orangey red berries, which are also deadly poisons. But very bitter, so normally children will spit the first berry out. Victorian ladies used to make those into a kind of rudimentary starch, but they don't use them for that anymore. The Daphne bush has a green berry now. It'll turn black when it ripens. Children often eat those thinking they're black currants. Poisonous but not deadly. Ooh, a cooking herb of yesteryear, seldom used nowadays. One of the reasons being it's got a very toxic sap. That sap on your skin can bring you out in quite a nasty rash. Cook with it, out goes the toxicity, and you've got a wonderful flavour herb there. It's the same with the nettle. Cook with the nettle, out goes the histamine, and you've got a wonderful iron product. The pale green one in the background, Artemisia absinthium, wormwood. We call it vermouth in Northumberland. That plant's main claim to fame, it flavours the drink absinthe. Powerful green liqueur, much more powerful in the past than it is nowadays. Go back to the 19th century, it was lethal. 20th century drink of the artists, Toulouse-Lautrec, Van Gogh, Gauguin, Oscar Wilde, all binged on what they call the green fairy. Van Gogh drank quite a lot. This is the passiflower. Has a root which contains what we call a counter-poison, anti-poison poison. If you're on your last legs with one poison, I'd give you that, and well, you'd probably die. This is a magneto. Little crabapple-like fruits will come on this tree very shortly, from which we make medlar pickle or medlar jelly. You've got to blend them first. In other words, they've got to be almost rotten before you use them, otherwise you'll never be off the toilet when you